Hey guys, this is a quick one. I was having some issues with our new T19 that the knob was not working when the blaster would be turned on when the trigger held and we were going to set the speed of the flywheels. It just wasn't working. I think something got messed up when I was attempting to resolder to replace the male headers on the knob and selector with female. Because as I said in the live stream, I had accidentally soldered male headers there. So I was able to solder this one to use female headers in there, you can see, but then on the right I have male pins because I'm a goober and I couldn't. It's very hard to get 3 solder blobs in the 3 through holes to be melted so that you can put a component through. So that's really my pro tip here, is that make sure when you're doing through hole components that they are the correct components and that you get it in one shot if possible. I can't show you the back because I have the board in here right now, but I even scratched away a little bit of the PCB, so the bare copper was exposed. So it just really didn't work out well for me. If this ever happened again, I would use jumper wires, as I'm doing right now on the trigger, not the trigger, on the knob. So the next problem we ran into though was that this still wasn't working, even though when I soldered on the male and I started using jumper cables, it wasn't working. So how did I diagnose this? This is hopefully going to be instructive to you. My nails are a little long. What I did is I took my multimeter in resistance mode and we verified that this knob was actually changing the resistance. So that was working, which tells us that this component is not bad. Then what I did is I measured in DC mode on my multimeter. I looked at this pin. So I took my probe and I put it here, and I put the other probe on any of the grounds. So these are all going to be ground. Anything white is going to be ground. See? So you have to be really careful when you do that because you could fry something pretty easily. But what I realized is that I was not getting 5 volts on the pin right here where I was supposed to be. So something got damaged when I was soldering. So what do? Well, there's a lot of things we could do. Basically, we could take 5-volt power from basically anywhere that's lit up. But what is the easiest place to take 5-volt power from? Well, none of these are components where we could easily connect, except for our flashing right here. This top one that says VCC, that's going to be 5 volts. You can see it's lighting up. So what I did is I put one of my jumpers on the VCC 5-volt flashing header, and now this knob is working. I'll demonstrate this to you. So now see, so now we can properly set the speed of the flywheels. And in this case, this was actually the most convenient way to work around this problem. If I wanted to, I could have soldered a wire somewhere else. You know, if you look at Lewis Rossman or any of the PCB repair guys, you'll see them running wires across the board. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. And remember to reference Easy EDA when you're diagnosing circuit stuff, and you definitely want to have a multimeter. I have a Amazon, where is it? I have an Amazon digital multimeter. This does a really good job. I use the DC voltage mode, the resistance mode, which is the ohm symbol, the continuity mode, which is that little audio symbol. I have used this thing for a lot. So definitely pick one of these up if you plan to do any work on brushless Nerf blasters. Thanks for watching.